Hello, good afternoon, or good evening. News has just been on at 5 o'clock. The roads are very quiet, surprisingly, for a bank holiday weekend. I thought, are you joking? The reason the roads are quiet, it's pissing down. And it hasn't stopped for 2 days almost. Between showers yesterday, I changed the coolant on my old Hornets. I'm a bit concerned because it says 4 litres and it only fitted 2.5 in. Is that 3? No, 2.5. Although I was a bit baffled, in fact completely baffled, about the expansion tank. What the hell are you meant to do with that? I got the workshop manual from Hepcat Harley, but it doesn't explain, it's not a Haynes. I mean, Haynes explains how to do stuff, whereas the workshop manual just tells you where stuff is and what connects to them. And it says on there's a siphon pipe. I thought, siphon? I meant to pull it out and suck on it to drain it. And that pipe, I thought it went down to the water pump down here. So I loosened the Jubilee clip off, thinking it'd just piddle out. And it didn't do, it was dry as a bloody bone. And under the tank there's another small rubber tube that comes off. Presumably if that expands it goes into there. I don't know, I'm baffled. I did the coolant yesterday and I've just been watching Del Boy's garage, and he said about jiggling it side to side and then run it and then keep topping it up because it'll go down, but I've just checked and it's not gone down a bit despite running it for 10 minutes earlier today. So I'm baffled. I was going to check it out for a run, but not in this pissing rain. It should be alright, but I'm working tomorrow, you see, that's a concern. You know what I always thought, it's a confession time, I always thought that was a sort of, not an expansion tank, but a reserve tank. You know, and if it somehow goes down in the radiator, and because that's connected to the water pump, then it draws more off here into the pump to top it up. Is that wrong? I must confess I'm not, I can do the basics, but anything else I just don't know, because no one's ever told me. That's why I watched Del Boy's garage, and like I said, his Hayabusa, the video was 4 years old. His Hayabusa had a massive tank here, and he drained that off easy because everything was accessible. But that bloody thing under there, I'm not fighting about taking everything off. It looked clean anyway, although that's no indication of there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I just had a look at the brakes as well. They've all that trouble I had with them binding, and they're still not ideal. I just took them off to examine the pads to see if there's any meat on. There's plenty, in fact like new. I thought all that binding on over the winter months might have wore them down, but that's not the case. But Hepcat Harley advised me to get some pliers off eBay, only £20. And I've just been looking again, and they're still £20. Draper expert, and cause my little Fettlin set is Draper, oh they're expert as well. I forgot where I got this from, better buying from a shop. But instead of fighting around looking around dozens of shops to find one, it's there on eBay with free posts, so I'm going to send for one finally. I should have got one when he suggested it a year ago, because I don't know if you've seen my last, I deleted it, didn't I, after a visit from the police. Because they seized on the way to work. I was on the motorway and it started doing that. I thought, what's going on? So I pulled over to the hard shoulder and the discs were almost red hot, and I rang round 3 shops from the side of the motorway, and this shop that ended up servicing the brakes were the only ones that were available, and they made a complete hash of it. They said they'd change the seals and clean the pistons, you know, the twin pistons in the pads. Took them both out, changed all the seals, cleaned them nice and smooth. But they got air in the system, these pulled right to the bar. And like I said, they're binding on again, but is it the winter salt? Because I use it for work in winter. But anyway, I sent for these pliers, and what they are, they're pliers with what's it called? Semi-spherical. What's half of a moon called? Half moon. Half moon shaped thingies, doofers on the pliers. And when you squidge them, they open, grip on the inside of the piston, like that. And you just twizzle them about. Put some cleaner in, just to free the pistons up, you know what I mean? So you just sort of jiggle them so they're moving freely again, and it doesn't damage them because they're on the inside. It actually specifies that. You know, if you grab something on the outside, it's going to arse up the seal, it's going to scratch the metal. So, standing for them. But no back ride today. Pissing down. What's it been like in your part of the country? Good weather for gardeners. I've just planted all my rhododendrons over the past week. Say 13 degrees. It's not exactly cold, it's just heavy rain. See what tomorrow brings. I'll put that radiator cap back on straight. Oh well. This is good stuff from Aldi. It's a sort of roller version of Mr. Sheen. They've copied the sort of pattern. Power Force, multi-surface polish. It's marvellous stuff. It's a nice gleam on things. I've always said, rather than forking out a fortune for all this stuff, it might work, but it's so expensive. £7, and that's like 60 odd p for a tin. No, I used this yesterday, squirt it on all the guns and then you rinse off with warm soapy water. But it's nearly used up. So I think I'll stick with that spray. Power Force. GT85 from my local pound shop with PTFE. Whatever that is. I can't read with these glasses on. So that's what I've done this weekend. Not very exciting. Coolant. And I'll sort them brakes out ready for summer. I should have got them last year. £20. Would have saved all the expense of paying that shop. LED brakes are still working, brake lights. Little side indicators, still working. And front LED, well, there's a loose wire on this side, so one of them's pinged out. Although it occasionally pings back on. As I said before, when the weather's warm and we have a nice sunny day, I'll attend to all them little jobs. So it's on a wet yard floor, I'm not getting my work mat out. You know, I meant to do that. My old uncle died now. He said, never rev your engine, then turn your engine off. Because that unburnt fuel will dribble down into your crankcase and thin the oil. Was he right? Anyway, that's it for now. Rain, rain, rain. Marvellous, isn't it? What do you get for living in a climate like this? Green stamps?